The Wobbegong shark is a carpet shark. But what does that even mean? They spend the majority of their life on the seafloor, where they feast on small fish. They're camouflaged and they resemble coral, or in this case, something similar to a carpet. They also have strange whiskers around their jaws. They're not only there to camouflage the mouth of the shark, but to act as sensory barbs. In other words, the shark uses these to sense movements in the water. And this is precisely why we consider them dangerous. Snorkelers and divers can get close to them without even realizing it. The shark mistakes humans for prey, and it attacks. Although not deadly, there have been a total of 50 records of provoked attacks. Because they live in shallow waters, they have bitten surfers as well. The average size of the Wobbegong shark is 4.1 feet. Because there are about 12 species in the family, there are some which can reach an astounding length of 10 feet. They can be found in the waters around Indonesia and Australia. However, some species have been seen in Japan. Next up, we have the cookie cutter shark. Here's a sci-fi shark if we've ever seen one. It's like a worm-like alien that grabs onto human flesh, latches on, and when removed, leaves a cookie cutter flesh wound. It cuts out a peg of human flesh whenever it attacks, thanks to its small but round mouth. However rare these attacks may be, they do occur. These 22-inch sharks are known for attacking larger marine animals. Larger fish, whales, and other sharks have been recovered with the iconic round cookie-cutter wound. But that's not all. The same marks are found on submarines and cables found underwater. Because of this, we're going to say that these are some of the most dangerous sharks in the world. They've been found in oceanic waters near islands. These sharks spend the majority of the day 2.3 miles beneath the surface of the ocean, but come nighttime, they swim up to the surface. Now, while they're small and cylindrical, they do have one strange and peculiar feature. Their undersides are covered with photophores that shine at night, so you could say that this shark is the lantern of the sea, a horrifyingly cruel lantern. The goblin shark is a prehistoric fossil that's still alive today. The goblin shark is said to have existed for 125 million years. Unlike other sharks, which are gray or blue, the goblin shark is pink. Also, it has a lot of thick but very sharp teeth in its mouth, and when it bites, the entire jaw protrudes forward and swallows the prey whole. Their distinctive feature is a long and flat snout, which earned them the nickname. They're found in areas all across the world, but they live on continental slopes and submarine canyons. The goblin shark usually smashes that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it usually thrives at depths of around 330 feet, and it can reach lengths of around 20 feet. However, the average length of a goblin shark is somewhere between 10 and 13 feet. Despite being very rare, they're considered of least concern. The reason is twofold. First, although present in small numbers, they're found everywhere across the world. And second, no one likes to fish these bizarre-looking sharks. The few times they've been captured, it was by accident. And now comes the blue shark. What makes the blue shark so scary? We're glad you asked. For starters, it doesn't like to hunt alone. Where there's one blue shark, there are dozens more. They hunt in groups, so encountering them can be really dangerous. Surviving a bite from a blue shark is not that difficult. Surviving a bite from dozens of blue sharks, that's where problems arise. Now that being said, we have to give them credit. They do not attack humans. From 1580 until 2013, there have been only 13 recorded blue shark attacks and only 4 of them ended fatally. That's because the blue sharks feed primarily on squid and they eat blanket octopuses, lobsters, shrimps, crabs, and other bony fish. Their average length is 10 feet and they're easily recognizable for their extra-long pectoral fins. They like to migrate and have been found in waters ranging from New England to South America. The average weight of a blue shark is between 60 and 120 pounds. Scientists estimate that the average lifespan of a blue shark is 20 years. The frilled shark is another living fossil, looking like a cross between an eel and a snake. Why they consider this creature a shark is beyond us. They have brown skin and have dorsal, pelvic, and anal fins. Scientists consider the frilled shark to be a distant relative of some other primitive shark found millions of years prior. The shark reaches a total length of 6.6 feet and has 6 pairs of gills. They're found in water in the Atlantic and the Pacific and dwell at depths of 5,000 feet. To move through the water, they contort their body like a snake, And because they have these strange rows of small teeth in their mouths with a very small bite force, the only thing they can eat are squids, sea slugs, and cephalopods. And then we have the megamouth shark. They're rarely seen by humans and are not considered a direct threat. However, what would you do if you saw a shark with a giant mouth like that in the depths of the ocean? You'd completely lose it, that's what. Especially when you're 3,300 feet underwater. To make matters worse, the shark's upper row of teeth shines brightly. Scientists think that this is to attract plankton into their mouths. The sharks were discovered in 1976, and so far humans have caught and studied only 100 specimens. They've been found in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, but the fact that we know so little about this planktivorous shark is what makes it scary. The saw shark looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Instead of a snout, they have a saw-shaped rostrum with many small but sharp teeth going around it. There was a total of 8 sharks based on the area they were found, and they all have one thing in common. They use their nose to cut and disable their prey before they eat it. So imagine encountering one in the water. The one thing that might make these sharks seem less intimidating is the fact that they're only 5 feet long and weigh only 18 pounds. Now, it's unlikely that humans will come into contact with these sharks because they prefer living deep beneath the surface of the ocean. Their habitat is probably the main reason scientists list them on the IUCN Red List. It means they're either of least concern or not enough is known about them. Next comes the basking shark. Constantly swimming with their mouths open and big enough to fit an adult human inside, the basking shark is possibly the most horrifying on this list. They average 26 feet in length. And yes, that is the average length, which means that some grow even larger than this. With all that being said, we'd like to point out that this shark is of no threat to humans. It moves slowly through the water and feeds on plankton. That's why the basking shark has its mouth open all the time. Currently, they're considered an endangered species since they've often been caught in nets as bycatch. Let's not forget about the spinner shark. They're fast. They're gregarious, and they like to leap in the air and spin as part of their hunting strategy. Their main prey is small fish that travel in schools, but they also like cephalopods. They like to speed through the school, spin, and shoot out of the water while still twisting along their axis. They're about 10 feet long and are found in warm and temperate waters in the Pacific. The shark has been found at depths of 330 feet, however, they like shallow water more. Their interaction with humans has been perilous. Because they can be used to create different fish products, overfishing has placed them on the IUCN list as vulnerable. The 62-foot shark is the scariest of them all. Filmed with an underwater security camera, this is the fin of the shark that's considered to be the long-lost relative of the megalodon. A teenager from Chile was monitoring the live feed of this underwater camera and saw something that has baffled marine biologists since. Comparing the fin's outline with the objects in proximity, they've been able to determine the shark's length. Even if it's not 60 feet long but only 40 feet, that'd still be longer than any shark known to date. Science can't determine what kind of shark this is, but they've said that it's possible this is a 6-gill shark. However, the 6-gill shark only grows to about 25 feet in length. So could a teenager have found the long-lost megalodon? YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.